I just want to, in this quick video, talk about Nvidia's stock and why it's down 22% and it's crashing as we speak. Ticker symbol NVDA is down. I want to explore a few of the reasons why, what's taken place with Nvidia that has it more than 22% down month over month. It's crashing as we speak. It appears, here's just my opinion, it appears to have more room to drop, more room to go down. And I think one of the reasons, let's just kick it off, guys. One of the reasons I think we see Nvidia stock price going down is primarily, guys, due to a combination of various factors affecting not just Nvidia, but affecting the broader tech market. Right, the broader tech sector is all being influenced and hurt by some of the things we've seen. We've seen a global sort of sell-off, and I think some of that was triggered by the potential for a U.S. recession, and there was some disappointing quarterly earnings that happened recently with some of the major tech companies. Now, specific to Nvidia, there's been concerns over a potential AI bubble. And are we in this AI bubble that never is going to really materialize, right? And some of those concerns has led to a sell-off, right? And of course, there were some delays, and we'll look at it here in just a minute. There were some delays in the delivery of an AI chip for Nvidia, and that kind of put a damper on a lot of investors' confidence. And you know how it is when investor sentiment goes down or gets bad. Of course, that can affect the stock price as you see further sell-off. So the decline that we're looking at, guys, in terms of Nvidia over the last month or so, being down more than 22% in terms of its stock price, is really something that's affected the entire Mag 7. All of the tech giants are feeling it. It's not just Nvidia. And you got to keep this in mind about tech. Tech is a cyclical sector. So things go up, things go down. And I think we're in one of those down spouts now, obviously. But you got like Tesla and Apple, they both have seen sort of a hit, right? So guys, looking at this recent article, it talks about how Nvidia plunges 21% in a month. Should you buy the stock? Now, this was written a day ago. So as we speak, this has been, it's at 22% down for the month now. Nvidia is a heavyweight in the semiconductor industry, and it's seen its stock tumble what would be now more than 22% in the past month. This drop significantly outpaces the 14.1% and 7.3% declines of Zacks computer and technology sector and the S&P 500, respectively. But from reaching all-time highs in June and becoming one of the world's most valuable companies, since then, Nvidia's stock has taken a sharp turn downward. The recent fall has put investors at a crossroads, raising the question, is it time to buy, hold, or sell, right? Now, here it goes through what triggered the recent sell-off. Several factors have contributed. The broad market has been jittery due to concerns over the Fed's interest rate policy and fears of a looming recession. We know the Fed just about a week ago or so, a little over a week ago, they said we're going to keep rates the same. And they gave an indication that they're going to be lowering those rates coming up in September at the next meeting. But for now, the Fed has kept rates high, relatively high, right? And that causes an issue in terms of investor sentiment. When the Fed gives a clear indication that we are ready to or we're going to lower rates, what'll happen is you'll see the stock market kind of go up and some rebound happen for some of these stocks, right? It says these macroeconomic worries have certainly weighed on tech stocks, including Nvidia. A significant factor specific to Nvidia is the U.S. government's tightening restrictions on exporting advanced AI chips to China. While these measures aim to curb the military capabilities of China, they also sort of threaten the substantial revenue stream for a company like Nvidia, right? Additionally, reports of delays in the delivery of Nvidia's highly anticipated AI chips, codenamed Blackwell, have stirred some unease also. So we got all these little factors playing a part in investors getting a little leery or a little shaky on Nvidia. It says, according to the information, these delays are due to design flaws and could set back delivery by 3 months or more, affecting major customers like Microsoft, Amazon, etc., Alphabet, Meta, Facebook. So these companies are seeing, oh my gosh, there's a delay. Not a big deal. I don't think it's anything of huge alarm. These things happen quite a bit in the tech sector. However, there's a lot of outside investors, retail investors that were high on Nvidia and may not understand the fluctuations and the issues and problems that are involved in these large tech companies. That scariness sort of shows itself when people start selling off as soon as possible, trying to take profit off the top. So it goes on to say that trading says, adding to investors' concerns, Nvidia shares have dipped below their 50-day moving average, a technical indicator often seen as a bearish signal. This movement suggests a potential continuation of the downward trend. In other words, it ain't going to go up again soon. Now, here's the kicker though. There may be some movement in Nvidia upwards as we get closer and closer to earnings. But the article goes on to say that despite Nvidia's strong fundamentals, its valuation remains a point of contention. That's a big point of contention, guys, because there's certain folks that think and say and indicate that it's way overvalued, and it was overvalued, especially when it was in the 130s, near 140 per share. And people were saying, hey, wait a minute, something's going on. So it was a little bit overinflated because of all the irrational exuberance where everybody was hyped up and wanting to get into it. It says the stock's current price to sales ratio is significantly higher than the Zach Semiconductor, the general industry average, indicating that much of its expected growth is already factored in to the stock price. This leaves little room for error and makes the stock particularly vulnerable to any negative developments or earnings misses. So you wait until when Nvidia reports its earnings in just a few weeks. There could be, if it comes in a little bit less than expected, you could see Nvidia even drop a little bit more, I believe. It goes on to talk about some long-term prospects for Nvidia remaining pretty bright and some impressive long-term projections in this particular article. Now, in this article, it talks about how Nvidia stock falls 5%. That's in one day. Chip stocks sink as Wall Street cuts out tremendous opportunity after a sell-off. Nvidia stock fell more than 5% Wednesday, erasing gains from earlier in the session as chip stocks led the way lower during a trading session that saw all three major indexes close in the red. This sell-off of Nvidia and other chip names came despite a bullish note from Piper Sandler analysts published on Wednesday, which pointed investors to a tremendous opportunity. And so when you read these things, like these articles that we're looking at, they are sometimes done specifically to sway the market, right? So you got to be careful about what you're reading. Not just, you got to make sure you're discerning it and you're looking at the fundamentals and you're looking at what's happening in the broader picture before you make decisions to buy or sell. It says during Monday's market meltdown, the information reported NVIDIA's upcoming next generation AI chips would be delayed by 3 months. Again, and it goes on to say, along with NVIDIA, Kumar said Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, remains a top pick for the firm as it gains share in the traditional server market amid struggles with incumbents like Intel stock last Friday, which fell more than 28% following a poor quarterly report. So you have these outside issues, quarterly reports being reported. You have some issues with delivery. You have some issues with some of the possible overvaluation of the stock itself. So you see a lot of this stuff going on around the tech sector, guys. And really the question for you is, should you buy, should you hold, or should you sell, right? Now, remember, again, things go up, things go down, don't panic. Right? This just happens to be one of those down cycles for a cyclical sector, technology. I suggest you follow the old adage of not panicking, not getting too up, not getting too down when you're investing in a stock like Nvidia that has, in the past, guys, has shown quite a bit of volatility on its way up. Right now, we just happen to see where Nvidia is showing a lot of volatility on the way down, but it doesn't mean it's going to be forever. You have to consider staying the course, especially if you believe that AI is the future, right? Remember, AI is not, this is not like 1999, 2000 when we had tech stocks that crashed, right? Because at that point, technology was fairly new in some ways, right? The whole phenomenon that we see nowadays, 24 years later, technology is a really, really integral part of our society and everything we do, our personal home life as consumers, as well as our businesses and where we work, right? So technology is more established now. And I think that AI is a part of technology that's built on top of technology. And it relies on the foundation of technology that I think is already here. And that's why, me personally, I don't think AI is going anywhere. I don't think we're going to turn back the hands of time and we're going to start seeing where everybody is now. Nah, forget about AI. Nope, I don't think so. So me personally, when it comes to Nvidia, I'm going to stay the course, right? Because of AI. I believe that the future of technology is AI. And I believe that demand for AI is still incredibly high. And there's too many big boys meaning large companies, that have spent way too much money ramping up for AI. So for me, AI is here to stay. AI is a technology built on top of a foundation of technology. So we're way more accepting of AI today than we were accepting of technology back in 1999, 2000. So it's a buy or a hold for me. It's not a sell for me, because I believe that AI is here to stay. Now, we see that some of the big investors are doing, guys. Yesterday, we saw where Warren Buffett's company owns more T bills or treasury bills than the entire Federal Reserve, right? Berkshire Hathaway owns 4% of all the T bills issued by the federal government. I think over 200 something billion dollars in treasury bills, guys. That's a lot, right? So some folks, you'll see, guys, some folks will be shifting and moving out of the market and into more fixed income type securities like bonds, right? So to sort of, and the reason they do that is to sort of safeguard their money and prepare for a buying season, a buying opportunity, but also to prepare against losses, right? If you think the stock market's going to dip down and give you a negative 10% return over a 6-month span, then you'll probably make a move out of stocks and at least pull some of your money out of stocks and put it into more safer places like bonds, right? Cash, bonds, fixed securities and stuff, right? So you'll see that as well, guys. So be looking for that too in the coming days and the coming weeks. But this is not investment advice. This is just my opinion. You need to do your own research as always, right? So despite being down 22% and crashing as we speak, Nvidia still has strong fundamentals and it still has a good, solid long-term outlook if you believe in AI. We'll have to see what happens with the earnings report that comes up and see what that reveals in a couple of weeks, right? That'll be a huge, huge, huge opportunity to see this stock price either rise or fall. So keep your eyes and ears open for that as well. As always, be aware of the potential bear that's happening in the market in other sectors as well, right? So I hope that helps you out, guys, and gives you an idea of why Nvidia stock is down 22% month over month and is crashing as we speak. Okay, hey guys, if you got any value, hit that like button below for me, and please feel free to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. The best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.